So, Darren, why do you think MSPs struggle to delegate effectively?
Well, the short answer is it's easier to do it myself, and I do it myself better than anybody else anyway. But actually, that's the wrong answer, isn't it? What's the point in having the team? We may as well just sack them all and do it ourselves. So now we need to look at delegation. We need to make sure we delegate correctly and at the right times. We've got to think about judge box. I've mentioned this before. What bits are we going to allow them to continue and be accountable for versus the bits that they still come back to you on? But equally, we need to spend the time to delegate effectively. We've got to look at the 5-step delegations. So we've got to make sure there's clarity on what I do and why I do that. Then we've got to make sure they understood that and they repeat it back to you. Then we've got to ask them, show me how to do this. So once they've seen you do it, they've got to show you how they would do it. Then we're going to put checks and measures in place and KPIs to make sure we can monitor this moving forward. Then we're looking at actual delegation. But the problem is that always takes us longer, and so we haven't got the time as MSP owners, and we just carry on and do it ourselves. That isn't scalable. We need to make sure we spend the time delegating effectively, making sure people understand the why, and letting them do it better than you would have done it, because actually you're rushing at it because you're trying to do those million things in one.
But Darren, do you really think you're that good at delegating?
Definitely not. Definitely still trying to learn how to do this, but I'm intentional in trying, and that's the key thing. We're all still learning, but we've got to make sure we're intentional in delegating, looking at your highest and best use and making sure you stick to that.